Hello.
Hey, everybody.
So, welcome everybody to the first episode of Direct Edition Squad. This is the squad that's going to be talking to you about all things pop culture. We came to you from the comic book community, but we are here to talk about so much more. Somebody's got the echo going on. That's going to be talking to you about all things pop culture.
I don't think that's us.
The comic book community, but we are here to talk about so much more. Somebody's got the echo. I love how we started with the echo.
Yes.
We are here to talk about so much more. Somebody's got
You
the
mute.
echo. Can somebody
Oh,
mute?
somebody got-
I love how we started with the echo.
Yes.
We are here to talk about so much more. Somebody's got
You
the
mute.
echo. Can somebody
Oh,
mute?
somebody got-
I love how we started with the echo.
Yes.
We are here to talk about so much more. Somebody's got
You
the
mute.
echo.
I think we're good.
Did we figure it out?
I think so.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. That was interesting.
That was
Um,
great. That was funny.
How about, I wonder if I can cut that out of the replay somehow. Anyway, we're off to a tremendous start.
Hey, we
here.
all got flaws. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So
We're only human.
Welcome everybody to the first episode of Direct Edition Squad. We've got myself, Comic Books NYC. We've got Mr. Jeffrey Comic Con Henson. We've got Bake the Snake, and we've got Soldier and Fuchsia Only. And this is the squad that's coming to you to talk about everything pop culture. We came from the comic book community, and now we're here to talk to you about everything we feel like talking about. Mr. Garrell is calling us a bunch of noobs.
Right.
We all gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thanks anybody for joining us. We are, starting this channel from scratch. I think we have 36 subscribers, so from that perspective, we are brand new. But it's good to see some people in the chat. Quickly, do you want to do a quick intro? Bake, let's start with you. Bake? See that?
He might be frozen, it looks like.
Oh no, he's frozen. He says he's the noob, and he turned his volume down to see if it was me. I thought it might have been my volume, but I've got a headset on, so I'm not sure how that works. But
Yeah, I don't either, because that's with us too.
It's gonna fall under the Unsolved Mysteries, the YouTube channel.
yeah. So all right, I'll start with me then. So I'm Comic Books NYC. So I've got a YouTube channel at Comic Books NYC. I've also got an Instagram account at Comic Books NYC. I'm based out of Brooklyn, New York, is where I live, and I work in Manhattan. I'm mainly a comic book collector, but I also collect, movies and some, I have a small video game collection. I collect original art. But I'm also, a big cinephile, like not just comic book movies, but all sorts of movies. And that's basically it. I'm here to chat about all sorts of different things. And I also like exploring the vast cuisine options here in New York City. So when we get to the snacks and the food on this channel, I will have a lot to say. So that's me, Comic Books NYC. Next up, my buddy Jeffrey Comic Con Henson.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. What do we got? We got a few people in the chat. I know that. Oh, JP, Budget Collecting, first one in here. Hey, thank you. We're glad you're here. I'm glad you're looking forward to it as well. Comic Geek McD from across the pond. Let's see, it's 5 o'clock, 5:34. So what is it, like freaking 3 in the morning over there, McD? That's crazy. Thanks for being with us. Stay Puff, my boy. Good to see you. Thank you for all the support. Mr. Garrell, if you guys don't know Mr. Garrell, he's been putting out some videos lately. Go on over to his channel and check him out. Comic Head 84, Kenny Omega, what is up, dude? Hope you're having a good day today. Thank you guys for being with us. I have a channel. It's called Jeffrey Comic Con Henson. started it for comic books. As far as collecting, I collect a little bit of everything, honestly. As a kid growing up, it was sports cards, baseball, football, basketball cards. I freaking have a lot of toys, like no joke, toys like action figures, video games. I have a whole boatload of video games. I just collect, and whatever it is that I think is fun and enjoy collecting. I don't try to limit myself to anything. It's just most of my stuff, if you don't know, is Incredible Hulk. I love the Incredible Hulk, not just comic books, but anything to do with Incredible Hulk, action figures. Basically, if it's got the Incredible Hulk on it, I try to get it. That's just kind of how I am. But that's where I got my start. I started with YouTube in the retro video game community, and then started making videos on comic books. So led me to here. I wanted to do something that branched outside of comic books, so I got together with Comic Books NYC, and we talking. We had a couple people in mind that we wanted to do a show with, and that's who you see in front of you today.
Right on, brother.
Right on, yeah.
So, Bake, are you back? Are you alive? What's up? All
I'm
right,
here.
it's your turn, bro.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was causing the echo.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, my name is Bake the Snake. I'm from the Florida Keys. I like movies, comics, Legos, anything cool. Like Jeffrey said. I mean, if it strikes my fancy, I'm gonna collect it. You know, I don't like to be pigeonholed into one thing. I have a channel, but it's basically just because of this comic community. I wanted to communicate with everybody, and thanks to these guys for inviting me along for the ride. I'm the newbie, so you know, hopefully, you know, thanks for taking me under your wing, and hopefully you guys enjoy all of this.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, we're seeing him on our side, but I'm not sure why. Like, it seems like they're not seeing you at all in the screen.
Yeah, that's weird.
So, Issues, what you doing? Thanks for stopping by tonight. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're all well.
Hey, so I'm looking at the live video, and Bake, for some reason, you're not showing up. Do you want to try hanging up and dialing back in, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, let's try
You
that.
know, I appreciate you guys bearing with me.
That's so weird. I think
know.
that happened to Comics Misexplained a couple times on the Comic Horror channel, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they did to get that fixed, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ghosting.
so McD is it's like 12:35 his time, but we appreciate you stopping by and staying up late. Good to see you, Issues, as well. So while we wait for Bake to come back, what about Soldier and Fuchsia? You guys want to give a quick intro?
All right, yeah, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for watching us, and thanks to NYC and Jeffrey and Bake and all you guys for having us for the show as well too. And so yeah, Fuchsia and I, we have our own channel and show that we do too. It's just the Soldier only channel. But we have a show that we do every Saturday, Married with Issues. And a lot like you guys, I mean, we collect everything, you know, like comics, video games, movies. I mean, Fuchsia's a really big movie head too, and
Yeah.
toys, action figures. I like Jeffrey too. I mean, I actually got into collecting when I was really little through like sports cards and stuff like that too. And big thing now, like statues. You know, like we've gotten into like statues and stuff a lot lately.
And I just have my Instagram, Fuchsia Only is where I'm at. And yeah, same. I'm a huge Whovian. I love snacks. Everything unrelated and relatable. I'm just glad to be here, and I'm so thankful that we were able to finally create this channel. And thank you everybody for coming in.
Awesome.
Absolutely. If you're just coming in, because I know we got a few people coming in a little bit late, the point of this channel was because we all met in the comic book community, and all of you guys know us from the comic book community, but we don't just love comic books, and we wanted to create a channel that would give us a way to kind of step outside of it a little bit, give us a place where we can talk about anything, whether, you know, it's what if it's a snack food, if it's a movie, anything, whatever you could think of. that was, you know, it might be comic book related, but it might not be. It might be something that's going on in the world. It might be some type of new food. It might be some type of new drink. Anything that we wanted to talk about. We created this channel so we could get together and just kind of go over whatever we wanted to.
Speaking of real quick, I want to just add this in. I'm a huge grown child. You know how they have like Fragrant Drool's bath bombs for women and it like comes with a ring and everything? I found some that come with superheroes. So it's a little Lego figure of superheroes, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm a grown child.
Hey, I think we all are, man. That's what keeps us all young inside, right?
Exactly. You never grow up.
No.
Speaking of which, your guys' comic room is really coming together really nicely there. It looks beautiful back there. Nice work,
Thank
guys.
you. Yeah, thank you. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to do, but I mean, I worked on it quite a bit today, and yeah, it's
I worked
slowly but surely coming together.
It's getting there. The closet's still a mess, but we'll get there. Hopefully next week we'll be able to do a tour of the apartment where you can see all of our nerdums up, because there's a lot.
Yeah, so before the show, we were all kind of chatting about our different comic room setups and how and this is probably a common theme across the entire community, where people have sort of their backdrops and things that you see when people are live or making videos. But what you don't see is like what's on the floor, or what's on the other side, you know, like what I'm staring at right now.
Or the mess behind.
What's to the right and to the left. So we were all kind of joking that we might eventually do like a comic room uncovered kind of like Instagram post, be like, this is the boring stuff that you don't see, or the messy stuff that you don't see. But
I think the chaos zone is very fitting for this room at the moment.
Yeah, because literally behind the computer, it's literally just like, I don't know what the hell it is. It's just a bunch of everything.
Yeah. All right, so let's kick things off with Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got some exciting stuff. He's headed to a con. On Friday, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm headed off on Friday. I jump on a train at like 1:20 in the afternoon here in Fresno, and I got to go to Bakersfield on the train. I get off in Bakersfield, jump on a bus from Bakersfield to LA. I am busing it and then back on a train to Irvine, and the con's in Anaheim, WonderCon 2019. I got my pass. I was kind of hoping, I mean, not that I'm not a fan of the Tick. I used to watch the cartoon and stuff, but I was actually kind of hoping it might be, you know, something a little better, but whatever. It's okay. It's just a pass. But totally stoked about that. I will not be able to be on the show next weekend because of that. So I figured that would be a good thing for me to talk about this weekend. I'm super excited. I'm basically ready to go right now. Got everything all packed up. Everything's ready. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage, shoot some video for that, bring that back and do something with it. But yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. This is my first big con that I've been to. Been to a couple in like the high school gym before, that kind of thing, but nothing of this magnitude. This is going to be pretty crazy for me.
Yeah, man. First big con is always an experience that you'll probably remember. Like New York Comic Con, to Issues point in the chat, it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of people. I'm not really sure how big WonderCon is. I've never been. But I think you're going to have a lot of fun, man. Is there anything like specifically as far as artists or panels or books that you're looking for or anything? Do you have any goals, or are you just kind of winging it and just having a good time?
Winging it now. There was a plan, and that was to try to go find a copy of Incredible Hulk 102, but I don't need to do that anymore.
I think copies made their way to you.
Yeah, a couple of them. So blessed for those. Thank you, everybody who was a part of that. Yeah, so now the plan is to go have some fun, and basically just going to go see what it's all about. You know, like you said, in New York, Comic-Con is huge, and I'm not sure the magnitude of this one, but this is just kind of for me to go and do my thing, have some fun, maybe make some videos, meet some people, find some cool books, and just enjoy it, man, because it's been a fun ride. Like, I've only been part of this community since but it's been like 7 months. And, I mean, that's not a long time. But I've made some really good friends in this community, and it's been an awesome thing. So hopefully I can go meet some people and just have a blast. That's the
Do you
whole
know?
point.
Do you know if anyone else in the community is going to be there that you might run into, or?
I've heard some people say they might go, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, Fuchsia and I really wanted to make it, but I mean, with the move and everything, we just had time off work, and like we just couldn't get time off work again that soon, like such short notice. But
it was a little too short of notice, but
yeah, it's not an easy thing to drop everything and move into a new house, and then try to go on a vacation. So
what's the closest big con for around where you guys are?
We have our FanX in April. I'm getting spoiled this year.
Well, I mean, yeah. So like the cons local to us, there's like a spring one and a fall one, but we kind of talked about it a little bit on the episode of our show yesterday that we kind of like. I mean, they're good and they're fun and everything, but we don't really get like creators like
artists
like the bigger
and
ones,
writers.
You know? Yeah,
we mostly get TV.
Yeah, they focus more on the TV and movie celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we're getting Paul.
Uh,
what's his name? Vision.
Well, yeah, like
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany's going to be here, but
Bettany.
I mean, I was just yesterday. I was looking at some of the creator guest list, and like I think we are going to have like Arthur Sidem, and I think Mike Zeck's actually going to be there. That one I'm actually looking forward to. And what was it? It was another Punisher writer, I think, like John Beatty or something. Beatty, his first name might be John. I can't remember, but
yeah, I think it's.
But
John.
I think it is John. Yeah, but we don't get the Jim Lees and Capullos and and all them. So it's like
we got lucky when Jim Lee came to our comic book store though for signing.
And that was just like
that was incredible.
That was random as hell. Like,
but
it was also on Facebook the day before. And
I'm also kind of glad that our cons aren't too big because I don't do well in crowds. That when the first time we went last year, after like 20 minutes or an hour, I was like, okay, I got to go outside and smoke. I need to go out with her space. I was darting through the crowd and I made it across the whole arena in like 5 minutes, and I'm glancing back to make sure he didn't lose me, and he's just like at least 20 feet behind me, like, Jesus, she's walking fast. And I'm like, I needed to breathe. It was too much. I needed to get out. And it is, so I'm getting used to the bigger crowds and going to the bigger ones, but it was a change for the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna try Rose City, which I think it's in like September or something, I think.
That'd be cool.
We might try that one.
What about you, Bake?
Exciting.
What's your con?
For me, I have Miami SuperCon. Am I coming in all right? I got Miami SuperCon. I'm looking forward to Neil Adams, Greg Capullo, Jim Starlin. I think Zek's going to be there also. Last year was my first year going, and I got Bagley to sign a couple books. That was really cool. And what's his name? Oppenheimer. I got Oppenheimer, the voice of Skeletor. Actually, he voiced like pretty much everything back in the like 60s, 70s, 80s, but it was awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to get up to NYCC one day, man.
Yeah, right. I have hopes and dreams of someday making it to New York Comic Con.
I'm working on a couple.
That would be awesome.
I'm working on a couple New York Comic Con related projects, which hopefully I can announce on the show or my channel in the coming months, I would say.
When is New York?
New York Comic Con's in October.
October,
yeah.
That's a good
So we kind of do have some time to plan for that one, maybe.
Yeah.
So time to save some money.
Exactly. Yeah. So speaking of film,
Tennessee just got a new house for us to crash in.
Well, you joke about that now.
Right.
I got a couch possibly for you to crash in. I don't have multiple bedrooms in this house. That's going to be my challenge. It's like, okay, you can crash in that corner over there.
Yes.
Somebody's sleeping in the bathtub with a pillow.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm down. I used to sleep on a windowsill.
So speaking of film and TV, and also large crowds. I'm going to be going to a Star Wars only con, Star Wars Celebration, in a couple weeks.
Oh man,
That's
sounds
gonna be
awesome.
And it's a 5-day con. So it's a 5-day con. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I'm going all 5 days. Obviously, there are Star Wars comic creators that I think will be there, but of course, you know, a ton of actors, actresses, and
I talked to an actor once.
book writers and everything. So it should be a good time. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it's a big part of who I am.
Yeah, what's the deal with
and
that
a fan,
convention,
so.
NYC?
What's up?
They move it from each year to a different city.
Yeah, so yeah, they don't keep doing it in the same city. It's like a revolving city type thing. The last one was in Orlando. The one before that was in.
Yeah, that got me psyched, man. Being in Florida, I thought it was going to be there from here on out.
Right.
Star Wars World, and I was like, yeah, I can hit this every.
Yeah, but
year.
you're lucky that you live close to Disney World. You can at least go to the park. You know what I mean? But the one before that was in London, and this year Chicago. So I'm going to be going to Chicago in a few weeks for that, which should be a good time. But speaking of LA, I see some chatter about LA Comic-Con in the chat here. So actually tomorrow morning I'm on a flight to LA for 4 days for a work thing, for a work trip. And you know, I got a lot of stuff I got to do for work, but hopefully before or maybe after the work hours, I can, you know, sneak away and hit up some LA area comic shops. I'm looking forward to checking out House of Secrets in Burbank, and then I'm also looking forward to checking out Earth 2 in Sherman Oaks, and maybe even. What's that one that it does a lot of stuff online, Instagram? It's like Gold Apple or Golden Apple, I think. I think they have a physical location now as well in LA, so I might check them out. We'll see. It's going to be interesting because I'll be there on Wednesday, and that's when Detective Comics 1000 comes out. Yeah. And usually I've got my ritual of going to Midtown Comics and picking in New York and picking up my new books off the shelf. I don't actually hold a pull list with anybody. I go to the shop and I pull the books I want, you know, every Wednesday, but I won't be home, you know what I mean, this Wednesday. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know what I'll end up doing as far as Tech 1000, because I also am a little bit hesitant to travel with the books back on the plane unless I bring like a portfolio with me. But it's not a comic book trip, it's a work trip, so I gotta kind of have to, like, you know, right, balance things out a little bit. So anyway, it'll be cool to get into some warmer weather, even though it's kind of warming up a little bit here in New York. It'll be nice.
It's been rainy here all day, nothing but rain.
Yeah, we have bad winters and stuff here, but it's like it's gotten a little better lately.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But no, what you had said earlier about an actor, I actually talked to an actor on the phone once, the dude that was in Flash back in the early TV show.
Well, he's on the current one too. He plays the mayor. He plays the mayor.
He played the mayor on the current one. It was DeVito Ambrosio.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah.
That was my actor moment. I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, it was funny.
So Issues is saying I should buy them there and then mail them home in a flat rate envelope.
You could.
I mean that is a solution.
Except every time it seems like every time I mail you anything, it takes a month to get there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That too.
You'll be doing the packaging, so you know it's going to be safe.
That's true, but I would be also like buying the supplies and doing that all on the fly there, you know, out of my hotel room or something. I don't know.
Pack it in your suitcase and bring it with you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. This is gonna be like game time decision. Like as soon as we finish the show tonight, as soon as we finish the show tonight, I got to start packing. So it's like, do I pack comic supplies?
Pack a couple of Gemini mailers. Boom, you're good to go.
Yep. So I'll let you guys know what ends up happening. So
heck yeah. So. Did you say you saw Shazam? that what you said?
Yeah, I saw Shazam yesterday. So they were doing some preview screenings like at 2 different times in major cities. Like they were doing a 4 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. show, I think, in various major cities. Like definitely New York. I'm sure they did L.A., but I also know the Chino Comics and More guys. They're down in Houston. They saw it yesterday too. So they must have been doing it in Houston. So there must have been other cities. I'm sure Chicago
Yeah, they did one here in
and other
Miami
cities.
also.
So. What'd you say, Big?
They did one here in Miami also.
Oh, they did one in Miami. Yeah, so I think they did. I think they opened up these preview screenings on a Saturday, 2 weeks ahead of, wide release for the movie. Yesterday, one day only. 2 times only, and I was able to catch one of those. And I got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I thought it was probably one of the most charming, like if I had to describe it in one word, I would say charming. It was one of the most charming movies, like comic book movies or otherwise, that I probably have ever seen. And I walked away just smiling. It was like one of those movies that you walk away and you're just, it's filled with joy, man. It's one of the better movies that I've ever seen from DC, 100%. Especially in this current, post Dark Knight era of DC movies. I strongly recommend going out and seeing it when it opens. I think I'll leave it at that because I don't want to dive into too many spoilers. I think a lot of people have been putting out spoilers because the public saw it yesterday.
Right.
But I like staying away. But I like staying away from spoilers and things like that until a movie is actually out. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up for it, man. It looks pretty good. Reminds me of being a kid and watching some of those
Looks like a
movies.
fun ride.
Oh man, the kids in the screening I went to were going crazy. It was made for them. But if you're a kid at heart like we all are, you could really appreciate it. That kind of movie.
Wasn't it you that said that something about the reviews that DC has another good one on their hands, or?
Yeah, there was some. I mean, I didn't click on it. Just the title of the article or whatever. It was something like how DC has another hit on their hands.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. After Aquaman.
Yeah, everything I've seen has been thumbs up across the board.
Yeah, same here.
I'm rooting for it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely rooting for it because it's one of those kind of movies, where you.
I am too, and I mean, I haven't read like a lot of Shazam in the past. I mean, I do have the current Jeff Johns Shazam run on our pull list, and I've been reading that, and I've been liking that. But we've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't read Shazam at all. I'll be honest. I'm not going to front that I have a long history with the character. Like, I don't read Shazam, and this movie was sort of my main exposure, to the character so far, and it's made me want to go read Shazam. You know what I mean? It was that good where it's like, oh, maybe I should go check out that Jeff Johns run, or maybe I should go pick up the next issue on the shelf, and hopefully like the kids that are seeing that movie have that kind of reaction, and hopefully they get into comics.
Yeah, I hope so too.
It looks like they did something else to prove everybody wrong. I mean, with Wonder Woman, everyone loves it, but in the beginning, nobody really thought Gal Gadot would be the one that could do it. And then, same here with Zach Levi. When everyone saw that suit and saw him, like, he's Chuck. Who the hell is this guy? Why is he going to... And now these 2 movies have basically, along with Aquaman, going to blow up the DC universe, Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know anything about Shazam, never read a book or anything, but the movie looks like it'll be fun. And DC has kind of been hitting it the last couple of movies, and they've been having some good TV shows, so maybe they're starting to get it a little bit.
Yeah, we got 19 people. We got 19 people watching, guys. We've got 36 subscribers and 19 people watching. My heart is warmed right now.
Thank you for your support.
Yo, we got Chad, 90 Mother Effing Comics in the house. What's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by tonight. Yeah, man, you guys are showing us a lot of love tonight. We appreciate it.
For sure, yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Cereal boxes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that's actually why I started reading the current Shazam run was getting ready for the movie, and I mean I'm a huge Jeff Johns fan anyway, so that's like why I was reading that right from the start.
And also an overachiever because you buy almost every book that comes out.
And
but nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
what sold me was that first synopsis, them saying that it was going to be basically like a superhero big movie. And then you see that one scene in the previews where they're sitting there negotiating with the real estate agent for their secret lair, and it's like mirror image for the big scene with Tom Hanks and the guy when he's trying to get his apartment. You know, it's great. It looks amazing. I can't wait.
After having actually seen it, I will say, yeah, like the big vibes were definitely there throughout, and that's a solid way to describe.
Do they play a stand-up piano? Is that all I want to know?
I'm not gonna get into spoilers.
Nice try.
We got Bob World in the chat, a buddy of mine. Thank you for stopping by tonight, Bob. Always good to see you. And Gray Matter Hulk, he says he's here for the Beanie Baby breakdown.
So I don't know why I threw in the Beanie Babies, but when we were working on that trailer, everybody else was a big fan of the Beanie Babies and the fried chicken and waffles.
That was my favorite. Yes, absolutely.
Those are my genius.
I still need to find me some good chicken
my
waffles.
genius moments.
That was an amazing video.
Well, that's okay.
Yes.
The Beanie Babies just symbolize collecting.
Yeah, that's what that whole video was for.
The Beanie Baby craze of the 90s.
Back in the day when you would collect Pogs.
Oh yeah,
the Pogs, the little discs, and those. That's what the Beanie Babies remind me of. I used to collect those all the time.
Yeah, I used to collect Pogs. I remember them.
Yeah, that video was kind of a breakdown to put out a little bit about what we're going to be about, not necessarily just comic books. So we threw in the Beanie Babies, we threw in action figures, chicken and waffles, Oreo cookies, just whatever, because we're just going to talk about what's on our minds. And
I think now there is an expectation that we bring Beanie Babies to the show.
Well, I don't have any, but maybe I'll have to find something.
I might have one somewhere.
Yeah, I think if you can find like a Hulk Beanie Baby or something.
I think the closest thing I have is like a Porg toy. It's like I have one of those Star Wars Porg toys. That's the closest thing I got to Beanie Baby. But
Batman.
It is a Beanie Baby, and then when
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
So this is my Incredible Hulk Beanie Baby.
Got the Incredible Hulk Beanie Baby. Good job, dude.
That's awesome.
Had to bring a Beanie Baby to the table, guys.
That's funny because just the other day, Fuchsia and I was at the store and we saw these little. I don't know if they were Beanie Babies too, but remember it was that little circle.
Oh yeah, they're like these little square things that are like.
And it was a Hulk one, remember?
Yeah. There was a Hulk one, there was a Batman one, there was a Joker one, and it's just this like little circular, like kind of square thing where it like where it has the face and then it has like little arms.
Yeah, it was so.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
We saw it at the grocery store.
I thought I had one handy, but I think I donated it.
I might have one somewhere in there, but I don't know if it still has the Beanie Baby tag. I got it for like an old birthday present, like back in junior high. I think it's in there somewhere. I know it's in there somewhere.
Oh,
it's probably stuffed at the top of the closet.
I got it out of a BAM box. They did a 90s theme box, and they gave out a Beanie Baby. But I remember how crazy they were, and my mom actually picked up that Princess Diana bear. Everyone was like, "Oh man!" And I'm sure you can still see them on eBay for like $1 million.
See,
but they're worthless.
I even still have my Barbies because when I was a little kid, I was like, "I'm gonna get all these Barbies. I'm never gonna open them, and they're gonna be worth money someday." I have like 20-year-old Barbies, never opened, special edition, worth $5.
You guys remember what year? You guys remember what year around that was? Like what part of the 2000s? Was it like earlier 2000s?
I think it was probably early.
I thought it was late 90s.
I remember the
Beanie Babies were the 90s.
I remember
the Beanie Baby was late 90s.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Beanie Babies, there were like rumors, weren't there, that like there were like spider eggs inside of them, and people were having problems with like spiders hatching out of them.
I feel like
they were smuggling smack in them.
Beanie Babies and eBay, I think were like pretty synonymous with each other back then, and I think maybe even potentially helped launch eBay as to being like the worldwide marketplace for collectible items. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't using eBay back then, but that certainly went a long way, and I think in increasing their pop culture relevance and collectibles market connection.
I thought they were like late 90s because I think the
Yeah,
inflatable chairs, like the see-through inflatable chairs, were the early 2000s.
I think you're probably right. It probably was late. Oh, Barbarian said early 2000s, late 90s, but I think it was. Hey, Discovery Bay, thanks for tuning in.
Close.
Hey JB, hope you had a good time.
Hey.
Didn't they have the Beanie Babies at McDonald's? Weren't they like a Happy Meal toy or something?
Yes,
and people were going crazy over some of those like special edition Beanie Babies that you could only get at McDonald's.
When I worked in fast food and I would do kids meals, I'd do one toy of each instead of just one toy. Only every once in a while my boss would notice and be like, "You're only supposed to do one." And I'm like, "I'm giving them one of each." They need choices, so every time she wasn't looking, I would put an extra toy in the kids meal. You know, because you imagine being a kid, you get your kids meal and you'd like see that you have two toys.
Yeah.
Right? Sure, right?
Felt good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was McDonald's that used to have the good kids' toys.
Boom, boom.
So
I
Jeff,
actually have a Coraline puzzle from the kids' meal. But I worked there, so it was the only reason I got the puzzle.
Lots of Beanie Baby love in the chat, looks like. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because, like, you hear, isn't there like a meme or something where like Funko Pops are like the modern day Beanie Baby or whatever? Something like that. You kind of hear that.
That's a good point.
Which it's
which man, I thought so, but they keep going. They just keep going, and I think it has everything to do with the pop culture phenomena. They will never run out of something that's cool. The next cool show, the next cool movie, the next cool character, they're always going to make a cute, cuddly version of it for you to buy.
Especially, and there's so many outlets and places to get all your stuff, too. You know, all these different streaming services, websites, and it's just like, it's just everywhere, and everything's just like, you know, instant and at the, you know, tip of your fingers. And
yeah, I agree. Like, Chad brings up a point, like, about the Funko Pops. The Funko Pops are kind of like the next line, like similar to like the Beanie Baby thing that was going on back in the day.
Started
just a craze like that.
Funko Pops now.
Yeah. Oh, do they? The same company?
Could you imagine if Instagram? So. Could you imagine though if Instagram or YouTube was what it was back when Beanie Babies were in their prime?
Dude,
yeah, I'm part of the YouTube Beanie Baby community, guys.
You're saying at the Pops, I think these are going to be the next big thing. I mean, I saw them on X Comics, and I mean, if you go to these guys, build they come with a little backup, so you can see how that would have looked like an old action figure. You can twist it any way you want, but I picked the comic book. And then the other day, I just got this one in, He-Man Masters of the Universe. They're like little diorama things, man. I mean, the Lego craze figures, or the craze for the Lego figures, the minifigures is already huge. Now you tie movies, and they have Scarface. Check them out, you know.
Yeah, those look dope. I could see that taken off for sure.
That's like what the little superheroes are going to be, my bath bombs.
Yeah, they look like that.
Yeah, they're like just like little Lego ones.
Well, it looks like I'm buying some bath bombs then.
Right. Got them off Amazon. They look cool. So I'm like, because I can't wear most jewelry. I'm allergic to nickel, so it's like, why am I getting all these rings that I can't wear? May as well get something that I actually like. And I came across the superhero ones, and they come with little stands for each one.
Yeah, like Stay Puft says in chat, he has a few Funko Pops, but trying not to get really hooked on buying them.
Yeah.
And that's how we were at first, but we're pretty much full-blown Funko addicts at this point. You know,
I don't have any, and it's for that exact reason. And I tell people, like, it's not that I have a problem with them. I love them. They're great. But if I buy one, there's already like 5 Incredible Hulk ones and that I'd love to have. But it's like, well, if I get this one, then I'll get that one. Then I'll get that one. Then I'll get that one. Then I'll get that one.
I was addicted. I had like 70 of them, man. And that's kind of what got me into comics is I took them all to my comic book store and started trading them in waves. And then I just started getting, you know, credit at the store and buying books, which led me to the community. And, you know, here I am now on the show with you.
Hey,
our local LCS was selling Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph, and I knew I wanted Vanellope, and I saw Wreck-It Ralph, and I was like, do I want it? Do I need it? Do I want it? I don't know. He's like, I'll give you a deal. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get it. It was just done.
Yeah, Dave, the owner of our LCS, he's the instigator.
So now I have Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph.
I only have 2 pops. One is a Flash one that was given to me as a gift from a friend, and then the other one is the Stanley signed one that I got for the Hero Initiative auction thing. And I only got that because the money was going to charity. So, you know.
I got a few here. I got some, but I go for stuff that's like that means something to me. Like I got rid of all the fluff, and now like I watched Space Ghost, so that was dope to me, and Space Ghost Coast to Coast too when I was like in high school. And then Captain Caveman. So like the whole thing with collecting, collect what you want, but at some point we fill up our houses, and we got to start making some like reasonable decisions.
Adulting.
It's hard, right?
Yeah. Speaking of reasonable decisions and adulting, you still got those bugle chips lying around, Bake?
Yeah, man. I guess this is the snack.
Snack of the week.
So good.
This is just what I happened to buy.
Churro flavored?
I was hungry.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Churro flavored. If you like churros, if you like bugles, this is a great marriage between the two. Cinnamon sugary goodness.
That actually looks good.
Yeah, I wish Fuchsia would have kept the wrapper from. There was this new Oreo thing that she had today too. That was
so good. It was this. I noticed it was actually made in Ukraine, but it had little bits of the Oreo cookie inside of the chocolate with
almost
like white cream.
Bar, but
and it was just like in the chocolate casing. It was good. And then just the other day we got the knockoff brand of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they're like graham something, and they actually taste a lot better than Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They're even better.
Yeah, sometimes like the big bag ones, like sometimes they're better than the regular ones.
Name brand ones.
Yeah.
Jake, would you say those are kind of similar to those cinnamon twists at Taco Bell? Because that's kind of what I'm picturing in my head.
That's what I'm picturing also. Yeah.
Almost, man, almost. But I mean, nothing comes covered with more cinnamon and sugar than those ones at Taco Bell, man. This has a little bit of saltiness that creeps through, and it's real nice. A little salty, a little sweet. It's a good combination.
I picked up a couple snacks in advance of heading to the airport for the flight to LA. Picked up some chocolate covered almonds, which I always enjoy. I love chocolate covered nuts.
Peanuts are my favorite. I'm allergic to almonds, so I don't do the almonds, but I love the chocolate covered peanuts.
Have you tried the yogurt covered raisins?
Oh yeah.
They're so good. Oh,
yeah.
I love those.
And I'm a big fan of jalapeno kettle cooked chips, like those like very crispy, like oily kind of chips, but with the jalapeno like spicy flavor.
What's really good is Little Caesars breadsticks with buffalo ranch.
Ooh,
it's so good.
Yeah, those jalapeno chips. We
went
crazy on those at that first tattoo shop I worked at.
Mm-hmm.
Gummy weeds, says Barbarian Kung Fu.
Container.
Had that.
With the cheddar, the white cheddar, and the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Trail mix, yeah. I'm a trail mix fan.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on a trip, because like I like to ride the train. So like when I ride the train, I always try to get stuff like trail mix or peanuts or granola bars, stuff that's not gonna make me get all sick to my stomach.
Right.
Those gummies will get you, Barbarian.
Yeah,
they will.
Have you tried this?
The put you to sleep. Sounds like
we need to get some
Star Wars ship.
Yeah, we need to get some peanuts for the squirrel that keeps running across our patio.
Yeah,
he's a big one, so it's like I want to get the nuts
patio.
that like come in the shell and just like leave them out for him.
Lots of squirrels where I live. They always run across the telephone wires.
They're so fast, but they're so cute.
Yeah, the one that's been out there. He's big.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I thought. Yeah,
you just set up like a peanut feeder, just like a bird feeder. A lot of people down here in the Keys do that, and they'll just run up and you just fill it up. Try to do it at the same time every day, and they'll start coming all over the place.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do it.
I'm about to move from like a higher floor place to the ground floor in the place that I bought. So I'm gonna have to start worrying about like the New York City rats pretty soon, and if they like get into the place or not. So that should be interesting.
Best of luck before you're there.
And New York City rats are probably twice as big as that squirrel.
You've seen the. I'm sure you guys have seen the pizza rat video, right? Like
where it's like you see a rat, but what I see is someone trying to provide for his teenage turtle family, and he's like carrying a whole pizza slice down to the sewer.
Real life Splinter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow.
That was an awesome one. I loved that.
So you guys watching any good TV shows at the moment?
I haven't watched any TV.
Fuchsia and I mean, we finally got cable again. We didn't even have cable for a while. We always just watched Netflix, but we've been catching up on all the Arrowverse shows a lot lately. Is what we watch.
I'm very behind on the Arrowverse shows. The last show I saw was Umbrella Academy, which I really enjoyed.
We really need to see it.
I haven't started Doom Patrol yet, but I hear that it's really good. So maybe I'll start that soon. But haven't been watching a ton of TV. I've actually been watching. I've been going back and revisiting all the Fox X-Men movies in reverse, in chronological order, I guess, like from oldest to most current. And I because the Disney Fox deal closed, and now I'm kind of like looking back, like into what occurred in the Fox X-Men universe. I finally finished X-Men Apocalypse today, which took me 2 days to watch.
I don't blame you. That's a
I was gonna say. I don't know.
Can't say I love that one, but I will say that the Wolverine, the one where he was in Japan. Looking back and watching it now, I enjoyed it a lot more now than I did when it originally came out.
I actually like that one, man.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. The first Wolverine one, though, the Wolverine Origins, that one was a stinker. That one was...
Should have watched the cartoon, the animated series.
Oh, the animated series is amazing.
It is, dude. I watched that. Yeah, I watched the whole series.
I have it
Yeah, we actually just bought the entire X-Men animated series and the Justice League animated series and the Batman animated series. And I noticed McD said in chat that he's been watching the Batman animated series, and we've been watching that lately too.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that was on TV a couple nights ago on AMZ was The Punisher, and we watched that.
Yeah,
when we were building the bookcase.
The Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
Yeah.
Nice. I actually have that on my list somewhere. Is it on Hulu or something? The Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
It might be.
I'm not sure. We got Netflix.
Well, it was on TV the last couple days, but we own the DVD too. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
On Netflix, maybe.
It could be.
Since you guys have been watching Netflix a lot, have you guys watched the OA? I was watching season 2 of that today, and man, that thing hooked me. I don't know. I couldn't even do it justice trying to describe it. This lady, she's a girl. She's blind. She gets kidnapped. You haven't seen her for a while. Shows up on a YouTube video jumping off a bridge.
Oh.
Parents come to see her in the hospital, and she has her sight back. And somehow it's about friendship, faith, interdimensional travel. It kind of grabs you, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I heard about the OA back when it first came out, and I never took the time to check it out. Like, it's been on my Netflix list for forever.
The writer is the star also, but I could be wrong on that.
I'm excited for Good Omens on Amazon Prime. Neil Gaiman's Good Omens.
Yeah, it's going to be really short. I think it's only like 6 episodes, but but it looks really good.
Does anyone watch Billions on Showtime? Like, not comic book world related or sci-fi at all. It's kind of more just a straight up
I started
drama.
I fell off of it. But it was pretty good the first. I think I got through the first.
I'm a fan of it. The latest season just started up again. I think tonight is the second episode of the new season. So that's a good one as far as non sci-fi. It's just more straight up. It almost plays like a gangster movie, but in the world of financial Wall Street trickery and games. like in many ways, it's like what's it called? The actor Paul Giamatti. Like he's in it, and basically almost anything that he's in, I'm into at least checking out because he's one of my favorite actors.
I've always liked him too. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And the redheaded guy from Homeland and
the Homeland guy, Damien something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Giamatti in I think it was like Shoot 'Em Up or whatever, that Clive Owen movie? I loved him in that.
Shoot 'Em Up is amazing.
I love that movie.
Amazing. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm deprived. I might have to watch it.
I used to have it.
Good. It's
84 saying that
action flick comes to life with guns, and it's so well done.
84 is saying that John Malkovich is great in Billions. Yeah, I will second that. John Malkovich has been on the last 2 seasons, I think, of Billions, and he's one of my favorite actors, going all the way back to being John Malkovich to what's that?
Red. I love him in Red too.
Red, yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And Rounders. You guys seen Rounders, of course. He's the poker villain in that one.
Poker. You've seen Rounders.
Yeah.
I loved him in Red. Can I shoot her now? Yeah, that was so great.
Gotta get on that. I heard good things.
There was another show that I saw previews for. I don't know if it was on HBO, but it reminds me of the next True Blood from the previews, and like I was a huge fan of True Blood.
I think it was on AMC. It was some show on AMC,
like something witches or something. I don't know.
Some kind of vampire stuff. Yeah,
it was some kind of vampire one that I thought looked good. I have to look into that.
I think previews for this one. I think it's like a comedy. I forgot what it's called. Something about the shadows, in the shadows, or what goes on in the shadows, or something.
I used Hypnosis. Is that the same one?
I think.
Oh yeah, that comedy on FX or FXX.
I believe it's a TV show based off of like extension or based off of the movie, which was directed by Taika Waititi. What We Do in the Shadows, right?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It looks funny. That's all I know. It looks funny. But...
It does look funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been seeing previews for that one. It does look funny.
Yeah, seeing the movie has been on my list for a while. I need to get around to seeing that one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a movie.
I hear good things about the movie that Taika did.
I've been streaming a lot of wrestling. Getting pumped up for the WrestleMania.
Dude, like, I'm glad you brought that up because, like, I was always such a huge, like, wrestling fan growing up and stuff. Like, I even went to WrestleMania 2000 in Anaheim, you know, like.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
But I've just been out of it for the last few years, you know, like, I haven't watched it currently.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. I mean, I used to go, I've been to live Raws and stuff like that back in the, WWF days.
Yeah.
And I was super into it back then during the Stone Cold and The Rock kind of era.
Yeah, like the Attitude Era.
Yeah, the Attitude Era. I was into WCW at the Goldberg era, I guess. The early Goldberg era.
Oh, WCW.
Yeah,
over the
and I was even into ECW. Stream stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was
Sabu,
dude. Yeah, Sabu, super
crazy. Freaking crazy he is, man.
I used
coach or athletic director. He owned a wrestling league with Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. It was like a minor league wrestling league, and they would do like a charity wrestling event at our high school every year. So we'd have like these D-listers. I mean, we'd have like Virgil, and then they were good at one point. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and all these other people would come in, and it was so awesome as a kid. And then when the NWO hype was going on in high school, we got to go ringside at each pay-per-view.
Did we lose Big?
I think it froze.
Oh, there you go.
I think I got him.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're kind of trying to bring back the Attitude Era a little bit. They got a lot of hype going on right now with the women's wrestling division with Ronda Rousey, being out there kind of being this. They got Becky Lynch being kind of like the Stone Cold, and then Ronda Rousey's kind of like they're trying to build her up. She's always talking a bunch of crap, and it's starting to be a little more exciting, I think. The men's the men's division is a little lackluster still, but like I feel like they're trying to get it back to their glory days a little bit. You know, and as far as WCW, I missed out on a lot of WCW as a kid. I actually just recently went back and watched a lot of the NWO era WCW via WWE Network, and it's been pretty fun, man. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember back then during like the Monday Night Wars and all that. Back then during that, and WCW had a lot of good stuff too back then.
Yeah, if you guys like wrestling and you're not following Stay Puft on Instagram, the guy has some great write-ups he does. You know, you definitely need to check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a great account in general.
Yeah, Stay Puft's the man, dude.
I'll tell you what, I met Stay Puft.
90s or 80s or 90s, yeah, go follow him.
Yeah, he kills it.
Stay Puft is like one of the first people that I met when I got into YouTube. Like, I knew him before I even had an Instagram account. One of the first people that I actually found, and he's a great dude all around, man. Like, if you don't know who he is, you need to follow him, regardless of whether you're a wrestling fan or a comic book person. He's just a great person.
He was one of the first ones I met on Instagram too.
Yeah, me too.
Where he was the first one to start tagging me and stuff, and I'm like, wait, how does this work? I don't know how to do this. What huh?
Yeah,
and then I finally caught on to it. But yeah, no, I met him in the community too of Instagram, and
big supporter of everyone. So
great content. If you're not following him, you should be.
Yeah, so we're about at our hour-long mark here. I think it's probably just a bit of a time to recap in case anybody missed the beginning of our show. You know, this is our first episode. We just kind of want to introduce ourselves a little bit, kind of go over a couple of things that we were talking about, and just give you guys something a little bit besides comics, because I know that with a lot of comic book channels, a lot of times people are talking all about the same thing. And we wanted to just kind of give you guys a little bit of a different taste. So, you know, we thought we'd bring out some different things to the game, see what you guys thought, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. But this is definitely something that we've been wanting to do, kind of branch out a little bit besides just comic books. And hopefully you guys will be entertained and maybe have a little bit of fun along the way.
Yeah, basically anything's on the table. Like we'll take suggestions. We'll be paying attention to what comes up in the chat. We'll probably have guests too down the line. You know, maybe even next week. Jeffrey, I think, is going to be at the con, so maybe we have one open slot. Happy to have other folks join in occasionally as well. But I think it's just been cool to have like a free for all about anything that we're into, comics and otherwise. So I'm super stoked that we've got this thing off the ground.
For sure, I am too.
Me too. Snacks.
Same here.
Kinda hungry.
Including the new guy.
Yeah, we obviously haven't had dinner yet.
Yeah. I haven't had dinner yet either, man. So let's do this thing.
Yeah, for real. All right. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Everyone in the chat.
Yeah, thank you guys all for supporting us and coming out to our first show.
Definitely. Thank you so much. We'll be back on next Sunday night, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Talking about everything pop culture. Have a good night and have a great week, guys. Take care.
Live long and prosper.
Peace.